Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Lessons from the Larder. I am your host Dan Whitehead, aka The Kitchen Coach. This is episode 5. Thank you very much for joining me for the podcast, or here if you're watching my face on YouTube or anywhere else where you may watch videos. I wanted to come in today and say Happy Easter to everybody, and being Easter I thought, what's that one thing that everybody wants to search for at the moment? I'm not talking about eggs, I'm talking about people. Everybody is short of people at the moment in hospitality across the board in Australia. So let's go ahead with today's episode called The Easter Staff Hunt. Now, staffing. This is one of my favorite subjects to talk about with friends, colleagues, and especially with clients that I work with. We are always on the search for staff. It doesn't matter what business you are in, you are generally going to always need to get your hands on staff. Good staff are hard to come by in hospitality. Bad staff are even hard to come by in hospitality at the moment. So what are some ways that your business can actually bring on board new staff, better staff, staff that can do the job, skilled staff or unskilled staff, and then you can potentially train them up into the staff that you want them to be? If you have, if you've known me for a while, if you've listened to any of my other content, you know that I am huge on the concept of culture, workplace culture, positive culture being an employer of choice. I believe if you build the right culture around where people want to, if you build the right culture in your workplace, people will want to come and work with you. Therefore, you can essentially do away with the whole concept of having to go out there and pay lots of money for advertising through Seek or Indeed, or even running Gumtree ads or Facebook ads. One of the biggest issues at the moment in the hospitality industry for most of the chefs that I speak to, that I deal with, and also front of house managers, is the no-shows, the people that just don't give a rat's ass and don't turn up. Back in the day, it would happen. You have 10 interviews lined up, and you might get, one or two may not turn up, but for the most part, they would generally turn up. These days, I hear horror stories. 8, 9, 10 interviews lined up, and then one will turn up. So everybody's going through the same problem. What can you do to make your business stand out and to make your life a little bit easier? Well, I want to give you 3 ideas that I would love you to implement them, run with them, and let me know how they go. And you can do that through the comments. You can send me a message directly. These are nothing too over the top. You don't need a marketing degree to get any of these things done. Okay, so 3 basic ways of attracting staff. But before I say them, I just want to point out one thing. It's become apparent to me over many years of researching, learning, business, marketing, these kind of things, and different concepts, working within businesses and working with businesses. The way that we look at staff and attracting staff to our business is kind of a bit backwards. We do have a real habit of telling the potential staff member that's out there that's reading that job ad, of telling them what they have to be. And the way I look at it, it's kind of like a car telling the person buying the car who they have to be, instead of it kind of the other way around, where the person who's going to buy the car knows what it is that they want to look for. And this is kind of how we come back to that whole culture concept again. You as the business, you're the product Think about that for a second. You are the product. The customer is the staff member. And when you think of it like that, if you think, oh, okay, cool, well, my business is a business and we sell a product, and that product that we sell is our food and our drinks, and we want to appeal to, the person that's going to walk in off the street and sit down and eat our food, eat our steak, or if you're a vegan restaurant, have your vegan dishes. You appeal to those niche markets depending on what your UVP is. So your unique value proposition, what it is that you do in your business that is different to what every other fucker out there is doing. And you appeal to your customer base to come in, and because you're attracting them. Okay, your customer wants what you have, so therefore they come in. But we don't look at this, we don't do this enough when it comes down to staffing and to actually attracting staff into our businesses. I want you to start to think about that for a second. So instead of just going, we have a job ad and you need to fit this mold in order for you to be accepted by us, when there is very few people out there in the job market, you have to think about it differently. So this is again where that whole concept of the culture of your business comes in. You need to sell your business to those people out there who may be your next employee. You have a position that you need filled. It's the product. The product is filling that position, and the only way you're going to do it is by finding the customer, and the customer is the employee that's going to come in and therefore fill that position. So I hope that makes sense. Let's go with a couple of basic ideas here for anyone in the hospitality industry, but I guess you could quite easily switch this around to almost every industry. Number one, there's been a huge push over the course of the last couple of years since the pandemic hit to drive people through these programs, the work skills programs that the federal government put funding in for. They're available in every state. I've done my research. And there's 2 courses in hospitality that could potentially be a space that your business could look at for bringing on staff, trainee staff. And these are the 2 courses, the AE380 and AE381. One is a hospitality skill set, front of house based. So if you need to get front of house, wait staff, bar staff, baristas, the commercial, the Cert 3 in hospitality skill set course covers 5 units. It's an RSA. You do your responsible service of alcohol, serving customers, and a couple of other units in there. Now, the easiest thing for you to do if you need front of house staff is to look up these courses, AE380, AE381, who provides them close to your venue, reach out to the coordinator of learning and say, hey, I know that you're doing the Cert 3 commercial cookery skill set course, and we need staff. We'd be happy to bring people in for some practical experience. Now, some of these courses are filled with people who have been on unemployment for a long period of time, so they get shuffled around from unemployment figures over to doing these courses, and therefore it looks really good. This is part of the reason why one of the reasons why the unemployment rate looks so amazing at the moment. I'm not here to talk politics. But it is a good opportunity for you as an employer that needs to get some staff, whether that be for the kitchen or if that be for your front of house. That is one avenue that you could potentially take to actually finding some staff. You bring them on board, they've got the basics from the knowledge aspect, they need to learn some stuff practically. So as long as you can teach them and understand that everyone's going to have maybe some different learning restrictions and barriers to work and so forth, you're willing to guide people and be a bit of a mentor, and you have good mentors in your workplace, that is one avenue. Avenue number 2 is now is a time to start reaching out to migration agents. So the migration agents at the moment are actually working their ringers off to try and build up the amount of people coming in. The borders are open. We've got people coming through. The RTOs again are all starting to, slowly bring people back in. Now your business needs to reach out to those migration agents and say, hey, by the way, when you start bringing people through, we do have employment for them. This works really well if you're a larger employer, and especially if you can offer sponsorship, because as migration agents will bring people through, bring people into the country, they will be working in conjunction with RTOs that have the courses. And then with that, obviously, commercial cookery, if you can sponsor somebody for commercial cookery, you bring them through, they do their work placement with you while they're studying at an RTO, and then you can, then onboard them and you can gain staff that way. That's another easy way. It's just very quick, simple and easy. So that's 2 methods that you could use as a manager or as the HR person or as the head chef. That is not just jumping on Facebook and social media and going, oh my God, I need staff. Where do I get staff from? These are proactive steps that you can take to try and, it's not going to solve the issue if you've got 12 people in isolation tomorrow. Okay, there's not much we can do about that. All you can do is just call up your clients and say, really sorry, we can't accommodate you. Handle those expectations as best as you can and don't let the business, reputation suffer. These are methods that you can use to try and draw people into your venue to work for you as time goes on, okay? The last one I'm going to give you is think about turning your venue, your operation, into essentially its own little tourism hub. What I mean by that is we know that soon we will be seeing the return of holiday visas and working holiday visas, I should say. They're already starting to come through the pipeline and numbers will start to build. If you are waiting for the person to get here into New South Wales, Queensland, Tasmania, West Australia, wherever, if you're waiting for people to land, then you're already behind the 8 ball. This is a really good opportunity, and I can guarantee, because each one of these videos that I do, I started, I've got 50, 60, 70 people are viewing these videos, so there's not that many. Which is awesome for those of you that do view it and decide to actually action this as an idea. Short form video, take advantage of TikTok, take advantage of WeChat, take advantage of, Facebook, Instagram feeds, any form of social media, essentially. Take advantage of it. Short format video that is highlighting the multicultural aspect of your business and the surrounds. So if you are looking to bring staff in to work with you in the ski fields, over on the East Coast through Victoria and, Buller and Hotham and up through New South Wales, there's a lot of, staff needed over there. You should be marketing right now. I mean, technically probably should have been doing this 6 months ago, sowing the seed in people's minds. Tourism Australia obviously spends a lot of money. We're talking millions upon millions of dollars to market. But we've all seen the, where the bloody hell are you? Thanks, Scotty Morrison, type advertising. This is where you have an opportunity as a small venue to actually do this yourself. Instead of dropping lots of money on Seek and so forth, you could be doing a very good quality, short format, 45 seconds to a minute video, highlighting your venue, how fun it is, show the people that are working there, have every single person in your venue that speaks a second language, doesn't matter what language it is, saying, hi, how are you? We want you here. Come and work with us. We have a place for you. This is where you want to be. This is putting your business in a position that so many other businesses are not. You're not the venue that is sort of trying to throw a net out there and catch something in a massive pool. You are essentially getting people before they even step off the plane into that pool. So it's a concept that can sow the seed. You start marketing that into areas such as, say you wanted to get somebody from the States to come over, you jump on all the food truck, go and sign yourself into 5 or 10 different groups on Facebook so that you can actually share your content, and you reach out to them straight away. You reach out to the admins, of course, and say, hey, I'd like to share this content. We're looking for staff in Australia. Maybe some of the people in the group who are looking at having a holiday would like to, come and work for us in the future. There's so many opportunities and areas that you can drop that content into through social media and market your venue directly to the other side of the world to be the destination. So automatically, again, you're taking yourself away from this concept of needing to apply or needing to throw out the advertising to people who have just landed here. You're actually sowing a seed to people. There's plenty of ways you can do this. So that's what I've got for you today. 3 different ways that you can, try and get yourself some more staff and reduce that stress of the staff shortages in your business. Give them a shot. Let me know how you go with it. Please, if you like this video or podcast, if you feel like there's something in here which, you have a friend that will benefit from this, please like it and share it. Hit the subscribe button, follow it. Give me some feedback if there's information, if there's an offbeat idea that you would like, some help with. Please, I'm all about throwing out the offbeat ideas and thinking outside the box. So I am Dan Whitehead, aka The Kitchen Coach. You can follow along on Instagram as well, the handle of The Kitchen Coach. This has been episode 5 of Lessons from the Larder, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, be well, be safe, have an amazing Easter, everybody, and thank you very much for being here. I appreciate your time.